It's game 5.
A tough loss, certainly, but we do have one more match for you. We're going to bring up that schedule. It is Luminosity versus Reciprocity. Reciprocity coming off of a loss, and LG, their first Pro League match for Division A.
I'm excited to watch LG.
This is Nameless's favorite team.
I'm excited to watch them because we really haven't, they don't stream their scrims or anything, so we really don't get to watch that much LG. I want to say this about Slack. I feel like at Las Vegas, we talked a lot about him not being good with the Tempest, and that got a lot of people saying that Slack isn't a good player, and that's not what we were saying at all. Slack has been one of the most consistent placing players last few years. He's a good player. He's been performing a lot better, at least online, coming into this. I'm excited to see what he brings to the table. This is a big match for them. I think this is a good first match of the league. Reciprocity is a good team, but a team they for sure expect to beat.
I mean, and he's also sort of like a leader for this team, right? Like, I mean, you would look at this team and you're like, okay, who's really going to be the leader? Is it going to be Gunless? And, you know, at times, yeah, but Slack's kind of the guy that, you know, gets everything going in game. He's a smart player, and there's a reason he's been on a top 4 team for the last few years, right? Like, it's just because what he brings to a team. So, yeah, we were roasting his Tempest. We didn't exactly mean that he was trash. He just had a bad Tempest, and you know what? He switched over. He's going to be running that grapple now. If they still doing what they were doing online, he should have grapple.
Oh, he's good.
I think that's going to help them a lot.
He's good. If he's not running the Tempest, they're fine. You got Formal. Formal's probably still going to be running Annihilator. John's Crash. Gunless is War Machine. Big Pierce. Come on, guys. This should be a really, really good match. I'm really excited because I feel like we haven't seen Luminosity play in a really, really long time.
Well, and what about Reciprocity too? I mean, I'm sure someone at least like Wuskin is want to come out hot and get a win off of a loss previously.
I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised if Reciprocity won the series. I mean, they looked bad yesterday, right? But Red Reserve, they win that first hardpoint so often. I think something with the rivalry, maybe a little bit pressure on that match, more added pressure than needed. And to come out and get smoked on that first map, it was just kind of like, you know, a train after that, just 3-0 steamroll, and they lost that series to Red. But I don't think that's an accurate representation of how good this Reciprocity team is. They're a great search team. They're a great control team. They should be fine in this series. I don't think it'll be a dominant series on either part.
Well, we are continuing on here on our second day of Pro League, nearing the end. We've seen some rather surprising outcomes. We've seen Optic Gaming get their first win 3-2 over UYU. And coming up next, we have Luminosity Gaming versus Reciprocity.
level up the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the final game of the day. And what a game this could be. Luminosity versus Reciprocity. Benson Chance guiding you through the action here. And obviously we casted and saw Reciprocity yesterday when they went up against Red Reserve, and it was troublesome. Let's be honest. Red Reserve came out and blitzed straight through them. LG, we haven't seen much of recently, of course. Not a team that was at the PLQ. They qualified top 4 at the first event, so we haven't really got too much information on them. But coming in, I think, out of respect alone from Vegas, you have to favor them.
Absolutely. So, like, the story for LG at Vegas was their hardpoint was really good, their S&D was pretty good, and their control was awful. Like 2-7 in the game mode, and they still managed to get top 4 even with that happening. So, you got to imagine, 2 months ago was Vegas. They have 2 months to improve on a single game mode. Ben, do you think they can do it?
I would hope so. I'm going to be honest. You would hope they were able to achieve that. One player, though, that I'm very excited to be watching once again is Gunless. The guy had a fantastic event at Vegas. It seems weird that we haven't actually seen him play. I feel like I've been missing out.
It's fun. Like, this is the actual first top 4 team that we finally get to watch again, because Optic, they're playing with the sub. It doesn't really count. It's not quite the same. So this is our first good taste of, we watched an entire PLQ waiting to see how these teams are going to stack up against those top 4. Yep. How competitive they can be. How wide is the gap from the top of the Pro League to the bottom? We finally get to start figuring this out.
Coming into this year, when the LG squad was formed, a lot of people saw them as a potential dynasty-making team, just MVPs galore. Since then, the hype train definitely started to slow down around LG, but if they come out and make a statement here against Reciprocity, that train could pick up some traction once again.
And it is a small thing, but the specialist meta has changed, and now everyone's running the Annihilator. The man who's been doing that from day one has been Formal.
Yes.
And Ben, I'll tell you, we've seen a lot of Annihilators today and yesterday. Not very many have been good.
Yeah.
There have been a lot of whiff shots, but if you had to take a guess of, hey, who's the best Annihilator in the game, who would you pick?
I'd probably say it'd be that guy.
I'd probably pick Formal. That's a pretty good option.
Yeah, pretty good one. He's very, very talented with it, and it's a great point that you bring up, because when he was originally using it, people were looking at it saying, why is he using this? Why? Why? It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Well, maybe he just knew something that we didn't know, because guess what? It finds itself in the meta.
I mean, we kept pointing it out because of how strange it was, and then every single time you'd pick up like 4 or 5, and we'd be like, oh, okay, well, if you're going to do that, then sure, yeah, better than Vision Pulse, and now everyone has made the jump, and granted that's more of the Tempest being used a little bit less, more so maybe than the Vision Pulse, but it's a trade-off so many teams have made, and Formal has been waiting for that for 2 months now.
Yes, and to your point, a lot of whiffed Annihilator shots today, yesterday, and if there was one player that you would bank your money on not whiffing, it would be Formal. Incredibly accurate, but excited to get this one officially underway. LG Reciprocity. For Reciprocity, this is a tough following game from Red Reserve. I mean, they go into that game probably extremely confident. All of a sudden, they get a bit of a gut shot, really. Lose it 3-0. And now you're going up against a top 4 team from Vegas. This is not an easy rebound.
And it's worth pointing out as well, a lot of people were picking Reciprocity to win that. It was like, I think they look good. And so I think there's the positive way to look at it is just saying Red Reserve, they turn up when they play European teams. That's why Red Reserve played well rather than Reciprocity playing poorly.
Okay.
And so now you say that's not Reciprocity at their best, they will bounce back. The negative side is being like, they don't have a ton of great wins under their belt. They get bullied out on occasion. Now they're going against LG, a team that, honestly, you would expect to bully them. And if you're going with that mindset, you're just expecting LG to win this series more comfortably than any other match we've had today.
Yeah, especially if they have worked on their control. Statistically, Reciprocity, nothing special in that game mode. 3-3 for the PLQ, 3-3 at Vegas, 0-1 in the Pro League. Admittedly, they've only played one series, but they lost. It was extremely close, though, and that's against a very talented Red Reserve squad who were fantastic at control. So when you look at it, I think the control could be very, very interesting if LG have improved as much as we hope they have in that game mode. But before we get to game 3, we have to go through game number 1 first. Hardpoint on Hacienda. And I'm just going to say it, Chance. I expect this to be the Gunless show.
I was going to say, hey, you watch one player from either team, you just watch Gunless. It doesn't matter. Like, the things he has done consistently so in Respawn have been absolutely insane. I think the only person that was really on par with him, well, you could probably throw Temp in the mix as well, I suppose, but like him and Dashi. But he is as close as you could be to being in a league in his own. In Respawn, you gotta watch someone. It's gotta be Gunless. He's gonna find 2, did damage to the 3rd, and Zed is saying, hey, I'm gonna get a 3-piece of my own. You wanna watch Gunless? It's my show now.
Nice opening break. He's gonna make it 4. Let me tell you, and a little loud as well on the Europeans. Love to see that. Zed, oh, what? It's the stim and the hip fire. A 5-0 start. Yo, Chance, why did we spend so much time guessing Gunless? We should have been guessing Zed.
Well, I mean, if you want to give credit where credit is due, the player for Reciprocity that had the best PLQ, it was Zed. Zed was actually nasty there too, so
Shocker.
He would be the guy to watch, but he does get shut down just before he gets those streaks, which is nice for LG, on top of the fact that, well, they have the lead, should be able to get these final few seconds on the hill, and of course, if you look at their rotation, hey, blue arrows, right side of the map, exactly where they need to be.
Formal ready and waiting. That's going to be number 4 on Lambo, but he will fall. It was the ICR of Shawnee was able to help with a potential break early on. John's in trouble. Shawnee tries to pinch. Gunless is there to assist. Wuskin has hill control. Meanwhile, Tommy waiting to see if anyone's going to push through lobby. Needs to assist his teammates. Not going to be able to do so, though. LG bounce straight back into the hill.
And there's a ton of things to watch. Obviously, you want to watch Gunless, most kills in the lobby right now, but Formal's another guy, ICR. Like, can he return to form? Can he be one of the very few in this game that seem to just be disgusting with that gun? Because it's much more difficult to stand out with it. So always just keep an eye, you know, just the secondary one, see how Formal's doing.
I mean, you feel from living in RC's shadow, almost feels like, but so far, so good for Formal. 6-3. As it stands, and to your point, Gunless 9-5. As it stands, LG 47-16, the point lead. As we go over towards fences, Slax is going to use the grapple. Looks to just try and trade out any John death, but John doesn't even fall. He finds Dens, and I think the worry we had was maybe this game's really starting to spiral out of control. You kind of brought up a beautiful point about LG bullying Reciprocity, and early on, kind of been the case.
And this is the type of bully style that you see where you don't get the spawns, you're just flooding the front and you're just forcing them back to where the good spawns don't even make a difference. And now actually Slacked is aggressive enough that the players are spawning towards the top side of the map, and it's actually might be beneficial, might help them pinch, but while they're doing this, Slacked is going on the flank to block those spawns. He's coming up, and yes, Zed finds him. Can he get through the hill? Well, Shawnee picks up the kill as well. Finally, they get through, but again, they had those rotations early. You would have wanted to be a little bit better, but hey, all's well that ends well. They're starting to chip away at this lead.
I mean, yeah, very true, but it looks like LG's going to have one more dash at it. Classic's already strung together a couple of kills, and he hasn't slowed down, already earned himself. Crash at 375 away from streaks. Potentially could see him pick those up with maybe some good bait and switch from a teammate, and maybe special suits as well. As he tries to find the pick, not going to happen. Dennis does clean him up. I think the saving grace early, despite a slow start for Reciprocity, is there's no streaks across the board for LG.
I mean, yeah, you'll take what you can get. And of course, we've said it time and time again in Black Ops 4. Almost every hill has the potential to be a money hill where you can lock it down for 45, 50, 55 seconds. Of course, though, on the rock, it does not look like Reciprocity is going to make it happen because Gunless picks up a couple on the way and they just break right on through.
It's as if people see Gunless' character and just start missing. It's miraculous. He's able to find so many doubles, and of course, he does have a Tempest ready to use. He's 275 away from streaks, and yep, love this play. See if you can try and secure those streaks with the use of the Tempest. There's Zed, but no, Zed shuts him down with relative ease. Grav Slam available for Slack should he want to invest it. There's only 12 seconds, and he's not working towards streaks, so it'd probably be a little bit of a waste to see him use it there. As we rotate now towards our second rotation of hills, LG comfortable after our first rotation, 109-47 the lead.
Right now you got an Annihilator and a Gravity Slam going against just the War Machine for Zed. So slight advantage to Luminosity, but more importantly, obviously it's just going to be the fact that, hey, they got a 60-point lead. Of course, here we are onto the center hill. It's incredibly difficult to get a lot of time. You have to control both hallways. The guy in the hill has to watch his own flank, essentially. It's so much that you have to cover on the map. Reciprocity, though, they have quite a bit of it covered. Formal's leading the charge. He eventually gets taken down, and yeah, both hallways right now just going to be in the hands of Reciprocity. Shawnee, again, having to watch his own back do damage from inside the hill, and not a terrible amount of time for them to get.
Yeah, this is big as well, because in the first rotation, it was LG that absorbed a ton of time, despite Zed going on a 5 streak to open things up. So Reciprocity just chipping away at the LG lead. John now in the hill. his turn to try and wreak havoc. He finds one, instantly traded out, but you now draw your attention to the rotational fights. Formal, just going for a little bit of a dip. He'll find Shawnee. Annihilator ready to go, as it has been for a little bit of time now.
I just want him to use it. I just want to see what it's like, because again, even if he uses it now, he could probably get one by the end of the game if it comes down to the wire. Gunless is able to pick up two, does his job. It means Classic knows exactly where he needs to look. The War Machine, though, is going to get called in. Annihilator's getting pulled out. Formal hits one. Formal hits two. He's getting tagged up. Weskins has his. Formal find a third, I think, in the chaos of that. Trying to let it ride.
370 away from Streaks, pushing straight through. I don't think he's really going to spot anything apart from maybe one more player pushing through with connects. And, well, not bad, to be honest. Out of shots fired and shots landed, managed to find 4 kills with it. Good performance there from him. As you know, we wanted to look at the stats between, you know, how well Formal's performing, 19 and 10. You've got Gunless at 22 and 13. Big thing for me, Classic, 19 and 13 as well. He's hanging in there with the lead slayers of the team.
I mean, yeah, you got a near 100-point lead. You're going to see a lot of those kills in the correct column for LG. I am going to keep track. 1 for 1 for Formal. Doing pretty well with the Annihilator. Still on a 5 spree as well, but Zed is the guy to make the plays. Got 3 players that are potentially going to come out fast. There's the first one dead. There's the second one dead. And if it wasn't going to be Zed, they had a flank coming in behind him. But that does mean LG had the good spawns. Tommy's trying to take down Gunless. Another player gets pinched in. That was John. He's gone. Reciprocity, again, they were down by 100, investing everything to try to make this comeback.
Yeah, they know they need the time and they need it urgently here. Slack, of course, he's sitting on a grab slam. Swat Zed finds one, but Reciprocity when he fights everywhere else. 30 seconds left on fences. Will LG give it one final push? It looks like they will. Also playing for that map control. You're either one. Gunless, he's gone for a bit of a pinch. He actually found himself a pick there. And now can just cover that mid-map. The rest of his teammates are looking to try and fight over the final 15 seconds of scrap time, but Tommy's still there. He now started to work over towards a couple of streaks. That kill would have been massive. Formal does shut him down, though, as the trade comes through. 175, 124, as the hardpoint rotates over towards the last hill of the second rotation.
You got to bring it up as well. Zed, 25 kills, still leading the lobby. Slacked. Had problems with the Tempest so far. The Crafty Slam not going too well either. And
that looks like
that's going to beat him straight down. So Reciprocity, again, down by 100. Now just by 45, in control of the hill. And I think they popped the Vision Pulse as well. It's going to be Shawnee that used that. Not Shawnee. Denz used that. All the pressure in the front. Tommy gets taken down trying to grapple. Slack up top is able to get the kill. That's the Vision Pulse down. Gets the streaks. The hill, though, has just been a contest fest, and finally LG breaks through.
And Shawnee's positioning throughout all of that chaos was perfect, making sure that he was never in a position to fall first. Now can invest in streaks. Gonna find 1, 2, 3, 4 LG players with the Hellstorm. Still a lightning strike able to use. Reciprocity retake hill control. 10 seconds left on this hill, and all of a sudden, this game just got close.
Trying to crawl back into it, just little by little. And of course, honestly, the lightning strike, you might want to save like for P3, right? Just back over towards fences unless it gets desperate. So that means if you want to save it, you are going to have at least a solid opening hill, and Lamborghini, you got to be very careful.
I mean, you can even ping the lightning for your rotation, aid that rotation towards P2, give you the insight. There's one already in, etc., etc. You can really play around that ping as well. A ton of information could be gained for Reciprocity. As it stands, 40 seconds left, though, on the first hill of our last rotation. Gunfights, though, all won by Reciprocity. And this is the problem of your Reciprocity. You have to juggle the hill whilst also thinking about the other side of the map. And Denz, it's his turn now to work towards some streaks. 225 is all he will need. You'd love for him maybe to just try and get the new time pop, but are they working around that lightning strike? Because Denz has played this very, very slowly. That's why he read the play perfectly, finds the pick. Reciprocity, they are storming themselves back into this game.
And they are spawning them out as well. It was a 100-point deficit, and they are getting ready to tie it up. And I mean, again, what right now does LG have to potentially break through? You got Gunless with the Tempest. Formal is creeping up on the Annihilator, but that's it. And on the flip side, Tommy, he still has a gravity slam. So if he can get inside this hill, LG, you can see right now, it's going to be their entire team flooding in the front. If they get this timing wrong and Tommy gets it right, that could be devastating.
And keep your eye again. Denz playing for those streaks. The grapple comes over. Denz should have a free kill. He got one. Was that enough, though? That's the question. It was. He earns himself a lightning strike, and that means Shawnee can in turn use his lightning strike. All of a sudden, Reciprocity nearly a 20-point lead. Denz is going to invest his streak. Reciprocity, they can't end it here, but they could potentially put it out of reach.
I mean, this is getting absurd right now, and you still have utility at your disposal. LG are thinking about pushing this one last time for 20 seconds. A couple players have rotated. And it looks like the final player that might have been pushed, he's just going to be caught in between everything. John gets taken down, and Reciprocity, they could win the rotation battle as well. They could get those back spawns at the very least.
This all comes down to Tommy. For me, he's held his Grav Slam so long. It's how he uses this specialist, which could be the difference maker. He has a teammate in support. He knows LG's in the hill, waiting for the perfect time, the perfect opportunity, and this, well, could be it. He flies in, grapple, Grav Slam drops in, only finds one, but Reciprocity, they're there. Now the gunfights need to be traded through. Tommy with two, he's traded out. Formal pops Annihilator, a jump shot over the fence. Can he find the second? Yes, he can. Looking for three. Zed falls, all of a sudden LG with control.
35 seconds though. LG can't win it here and they can absolutely lose it. Formal though is gonna get the next on a 5 spree, 250 away, and players are just running from them. Don't have to worry about the back. They're scared to push that way. Look up top, that's where the pressure is. Hits another shot. Don't miss, don't lose. And they're still letting it ride. 9 seconds though, whiffs one shot. Players inside the hill. Classic takes him down. The swarm is here, but the kill feeds LG. They're holding on. They're going to be strong. You got to rotate though. You got to go.
And Formal needs streaks. He's going to get him. This is huge. Lightning Strike now available. You've got to use it almost instantly because Reciprocity have already rotated across. He's pinged it. He's held it for so long. Reciprocity nervous, but of course, if he gets this, more streaks could come through. The Lightning doesn't connect with anything, but it's LG with hill control.
And Wuskins in the water was able to pick up one. So now they actually have the swarm. They're pinching from all angles, but it's going to be players inside. War Machine from Zed is able to pick up one. They're in. 5 seconds away. LG's got to go, but Wuskins with the Annihilator shuts it down. You can't come in through middle for the contest. You're just going to get dropped. And Reciprocity from down 100 to win over by Rock by the skin of their teeth. A hell of a game, number one.
What a fantastic comeback from Reciprocity. It looked for a moment as if Formal was going to be that guy, take over the game at the very end, but I think he got terrible timing. He was trying to throw a trophy system down because obviously you heard the War Machine battling in the distance. Would have given him enough points potentially, maybe even an EKA. He was able to get an assist in there to get the extra streaks, which could have sealed the deal there for LG. But Reciprocity, all of a sudden, a flick of a switch. They started off snail space. Let's not beat around the bush there. It was a very, very slow start for them. But then the rotations were on point. They get themselves a couple of streaks. They saved their specialists for pretty good usage, it felt like. And then, of course, at the very end, Wuskin earns himself that Annihilator, and it seals the deal.
It does help. I think my favorite thing about Reciprocity watching them, some of the creative plays that they make. We've seen a lot of it in control, seen a little bit of search and destroy. But that setup, when Tommy had that gravity slam, waiting for fences, waiting for one player to go on the pinch, waiting for players to push through connector, they took 10, 15 seconds to setting up something crazy. They made the right play. And they do stuff like that all the time in the heat of the moment. Impressive stuff from Reciprocity.
Very, very consistent. And that's what we love about this Reciprocity squad. LG, though, they had control of the game. But, I mean, here's what transpired. This is the Scuff Gaming play of the game. I mean, it's at this moment, you see Formal with the Annihilator. It's ironic because we were talking about just how accurate he is. He goes on another streak here, just popping heads left and right. But LG still with a ton of work, and it's important to note at this point in the game, Chaz, they can't win on Fences Hill. They need to rotate.
So, of course, it works out perfectly, gets that final kill, gets the streaks, calls in the Lightning Strike, and actually does the right thing. I don't think you want to call it in right away because you assume everyone's going to be able to survive, so he waits like the extra 4 or 5 seconds for his teammates to get there, but the players from Reciprocity responded well. You're going to see like Wuskins just sneaks up in the water, some players dip out, so he's calling out right there. They're all Lambo. They're all in this area. Wuskins gets out. He picks up a kill water, and that's the kill that helps him get the Annihilator as well. It's just everything worked out for them in the end, despite the plays that Formal and LG tried to make.
And that was what I was talking about, the unfortunate timing there. Formal with the trophy, just trying to get it into the hill. Not able to do so. Wuskin, throughout all the chaos, to your point, earns himself an Annihilator, and that puts the game to bed. But I love the decision making from Formal with that Lightning, because you see Reciprocity had rotated earlier, and you're thinking, oh, well, they're just going to win the game simply here. They're on the new hill, but he holds the ping for so long, and it forces Reciprocity away from the new hill, all the way back to Lambo, and it gives LG a chance. Sadly, though, they're not able to take it.
It was kind of funny. Like, Reciprocity setting up that hill for the gravity slam. It's like, it's a great play.
Yeah.
And then the other team has an Annihilator. So, like, it doesn't really make a difference now, does it? And then toward the end, Formal does the right thing. He's Lightning Strike, and it's like, oh, they have an Annihilator too, and a War Machine. It's like, this is tough to deal with sometimes, man. So, good plays don't always work out in the end. That is why having the advantage, having scores leads and this and that can be completely huge. But either way, only one map in the books. That's the first map on LAN LG has played. At least non-scrim related in 2 months.
Yeah.
See if they can get back on the horse for search and destroy.
I mean, it started off very, very well for them. But Reciprocity coming out with the fire, with the passion, down but never out. 100-point comeback in that game 1 hard point. Now, though, heading over to game 2, search and destroy gridlock. More of the same here, Chance? What are you thinking?
It's tough to say, right? Just because we haven't seen LG for so long. Like, one thing we learned, obviously, Gunless, incredible in respawn, but the guy really for them in search and destroy has been John. John is the guy that's been lights out in this game mode, but at the same time, it's been so long. So if you're Reciprocity, do you really even bother game planning? Like, do you expect LG to be running the exact same strats 2 months later? I'm sure there's going to be some vague similarities, but how much realistically can you expect to learn? And on the flip side, LG,
they have all the info.
Watch the PLQ, I'd have to imagine, studied up on their opponents. So the information game, if it favors anyone, it definitely is going to favor LG. But again, Reciprocity, time and time again, even in their losses, have shown they have a lot of tricks in their bag. They're a very calculated team. It doesn't always work out in the end.
Yeah.
Annihilators are.
Yes, they do. Very powerful, especially in the right hands, that's for sure. Looking at, of course, this game too, the one thing it is worth mentioning is Reciprocity. Even though they lost 3 out of Red Reserve, the games were all extremely close. Well, 2 and
2 and 3.
2 and 3 was very, very close. Game 1, not so much. But the Search, they're a great search and destroy team. You know, I said before, I'm really looking forward to the game 3. The control for me is going to be so exciting to watch because we get to learn so much. If LG hasn't improved in that game mode, number 1, what have you been doing for 2 months? Number 2, that could be Reciprocity's kind of win condition in this best of 5.
And the interesting thing as well is, like, yes, they have close maps, but at the same time, like Red Reserve, I mean, these guys were placing, you know, in that top 12 ballpark. So we expect them to be good teams. But if you want to crack the top 8, top 6, like, it's not good enough to play these teams close. Like, you're going to have to start smacking teams down because of how much more competition there is. Like, we have teams that are placing top 8, not even qualifying for the Pro League qualifier. We got teams that were top 24, picking up players from the top 40 range that apparently are disgusting and are looking incredibly well. So this is now the dogfight of the year where everything finally settles into place. Like, there's always anomalies that happen at the first event of the year. This is the meat of it. This is where we actually learn exactly where everybody falls.
Obviously, we're talking about the lead search and destroy player for LG so far. It's John. Well, we're just waiting for John to finalize his, quote, perfect class. Unsure exactly what it consists of.
Sniper. Paladin with, like, the sight or the stabilizer. Maybe puts on 2 if he's feeling a little bit frisky. That's all it is.
Feeling all creative and whatnot. Well,
gotta get the Mozu just right.
Loading now into Gridlock Search and Destroy Game 2. Big one here for LG. You want to just tie this series up heading into control because, again, we don't really know what we're going to see from LG. For Reciprocity, they've been, you know, average, I guess is fair to say, but they've shown creativity in that game mode, more so than we've seen from other teams. 3-3, Vegas in control, 3-3 as well. But Search and Destroy now underway. It's going to be the Europeans and the Australian in Reciprocity on the attack first.
Rush over towards A, and LG, it looks like they're going to back out of sight, at least play it safe until they can all bunch up together. And it is going to be 5 guys all coming in from the same side. And right now, it's just Dens and Zed. They got a lot of pressure mid-map, and that's going to be it. LG storming through showers. Dens has just a ton of people to deal with, but his teammates are picking up the kills. He's staying alive. Zed gets his second. John finds 1, but gets dropped. And for all the lack of pressure that Reciprocity just had inside the bomb site or around the bomb site makes 0 difference. Everyone making plays. That's a good first round.
That's a great first round. Didn't waste any time. Hey, shower's clear. I'm planting. Oh, bombs down. Next thing you know, everybody dead for LG. A great first round for Reciprocity. Using that momentum from that 100-point comeback.
And literally, that was only 3 players around the bomb site at first. I know Wuskins came back in, but that was just 3 guys dealing with the entire team of Luminosity. So things went very, very well for them, and LG might rethink their retake strat on the next defensive round for them. Of course, on offense, they're just going to go straight over towards A again. It's going to be a 5v4 inside the site, and there's aggression from both teams.
Oh, Zed's going to spot it. Formal first blood, though. May force Reciprocity to rethink their positioning as 2 kills come through. 5v3, LG saying anything you can do, we can do better. Tommy though with a sniper rifle, that's unfortunate. The downside, of course, to running a sniper rifle in Search and Destroy, prone to hit Marcus, and Formal will make him pay. John finds 1, and what was I said? Anything you can do, we can do better. LG, no one falls.
Slack has an iron stomach. A stomach of steel right there, and I think that was what Shawnee at the end had to have just done like 450 damage to the entire team of LG for no kills. But LG, again, not swayed at all by the aggression problem they had in round 1. They give it a second shot, and obviously it worked out perfectly for them as well.
Definitely did. Search tied up 1 round apiece. Headed back over to round 3. Reciprocity back on the tank. Do we see an identical strat? Do they want to mix things up? Here's a look at the opening break. It's Tommy, number 3, playing isolated over towards this B site. Meanwhile, Bomb is all the way over towards A. Once again, Showers control goes to Reciprocity. First blood for Zed.
John just essentially playing solo. He had Gunless near him.
This flank is huge.
To not watch anything. Tommy going on the flank. That bomb is down. LG could not retake 5v4, all from the same side. 3 are going on the flank. Wuskin's waiting for it, and of course, Tommy is flanking the only final guy who's just going to be pinched in, so it's Gunless by himself. Might get good timing, but Tommy eventually finds him, and on the flip side, Formal's going to be alive, but is there really anyone else? Slack is able to find one as well. The trade should come in. It's actually going to be a team kill, but Slack managed to find it for a 1v1 that Tommy eventually wins. And that should have been much easier for Reciprocity, but I guess a round win is a round win.
Yeah. All right. All of a sudden, a 1v1 from a very favorable position. But Tommy is there to clutch up and just kind of playing on the island. Something you pointed out yesterday, I believe it was in their Search and Destroy. Tommy likes to sometimes play on an island, likes to play solo, isolation, Search and Destroy, and rotate, be a nuisance on the map. And it works out perfectly in that round, but he does still need to clutch that 1v1.
Yeah, it's there's a handful of players that do that. Like Karma likes to play by himself a lot of time too, and it's a super delicate balance of like it can either be incredibly helpful or it could just be hurtful to your team. So it takes an amazing player to pull it off. Tommy obviously did make the play. LG once again going towards this A site. Wuskins finds the first blood. Classic looking for it. Does not get traded, and well, now they have control. They got control of the site. You got a 4v4. You got to worry about Tommy on the flank. Is anyone from LG going to turn around? Looks like Gunless is going to be waiting for it.
I love how aggressive Tommy has been, even with the sniper rifle. Pushing forward, throws out the stun. Wuskin can now challenge. It's a 4v4 for now, but Tommy's going to spot one. Pre-fire comes through, and he's forced to back away. Wuskin has already fallen, though, and that's going to leave Tommy in a world of pain. And well, 4 rounds in, 4 attacking rounds won.
I don't know if Gunless could see his elbow peeking out the door, or if he's just shooting through walls. Whatever it is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Even the round before that, Formal had like you just wallbang kills. Just FMJ, it works beautifully on gridlock, especially just because of that A site. Everything around there is
paper.
You can't. Well, not. Some of it's like paper. Some of it definitely is. But FMJ makes it like butter. Also, classic punching from 50 feet away.
Yeah, helpful. That's for sure. 2-2. Now the round count here in Search and Destroy gridlock again. You know, we talked about just how close Reciprocity's search game has been. Every time we watch them play, they always put on a good show, that's for sure. Denzo, 1 of 4. Really looking at him to try and step up for the squad. As for the first time, we're going to see a B push.
4 offensive rounds, 1 so far. Defense with the first blood. Formal with the wide challenge. He's able to find one as well. Classic as the cross picks up one. Does get traded, but finally, for the first time, advantage defense. Players, though, pushing up the back alley. John, it does not appear that he heard or noticed either of these players, but they can feel it. They know pressure's in the back. They've cleared it out. Spots Wuskins, and now the whole LG team is on the hunt. John looking up top. That is a very tricky spot that this player's trying to play up in the corner.
Wuskin,
Zed's able
he's
to
right behind
find
him.
one. Gunless is able to pick him up. Zed, though, for the 1v2, does have plenty of time to work with.
LG no bomb is down, though. They're sounding it, and it's in a horrible, horrible position. 37 seconds left. LG, I would hope they realized they had bomb, but you know, they've rotated around, checking showers. Zed checking as many corners as he can, but the reality of the situation, if he grabbed bomb and just gone for a quick plant, would have gotten away with it. Now, though, has to check as many corners as possible. Bomb has been retrieved. 18 seconds, though. At best, Zed has to try and two-piece them, and it's not going to happen. First defensive round win.
Yeah, I would assume LG didn't know they had bomb down.
Probably not.
To leave it that quickly and just go check the other side. But either way, in a 2v1, stick together. You should be good to go, bar any craziness happening. But
I'm surprised Wuskin didn't actually get a kill.
I would want to watch that from his perspective. I don't know if he tried to shot punch and just the second player came out first, or if he whiffed, or maybe got bullets into the guy we weren't watching. I don't know. It was tough to tell.
Very tough. 2 players right in front of him. And Wuskin not able to find one. But as we said, first defensive round goes in favor there of LG. Can they now give themselves a 2-round cushion? Talked about John's magical class. Well, you said it might be a sniper. He has a sniper rifle out over towards B, but the pressure comes through mid-map. Gunless, one-shot, Gunless, dead. Team kill comes through as well. 4v3 again, an advantage now to the defensive side.
Gunless preparing for the fastest flank of all time. And, well, a bunch of players hit mid. What are the odds? 4v3. If you're in a man disadvantage situation, you're basically praying for a pick. And if anybody's going to find one, it's going to be the sniper. Formal leading the charge over towards A. Reciprocity, they're hitting that rat back as well. Wuskins is being the errant boy mid-map, and Formal has players in front of him, but that is a ton of pressure to deal with. You got to make sure you get the trades. Might be able to find at least one, but it's actually going to be John that gets the pick mid-map. Classic by himself also has 3 players to deal with. He's just going to get dropped, and now John by himself. Best of luck. He got 2 bullets in the Mozu, and that is not good enough for a kill. That is now 2 defensive rounds in a row we've seen.
Yeah, so 4 attacking rounds, swiftly followed by 2 defensive round wins. And once again, we find ourselves all tied up here in game 2.
All tied up, and we'll see what happened. It is kind of funny that Gunless just went to watch flank instantly. Just sprints mid-map, turns a hole in the wall. The guy has grapple hook. He'll be here in like 3 seconds. But to be fair to him, how often do teams just 4-stack mid-map like that and play that aggressive? So there's no fault in the strat. It's just comical how things go sometimes.
Definitely is. Once again, looks like we're going to go back to an A push, and this is why. Zed with a War Machine. Is there any FMJ? Well, 1 player has it, 1 doesn't. War Machine rattling off in showers. A couple players will be weak. Anything over towards bomb? No. So a good read from LG from most of their players to react to the situation and put on flag.
And of course, you got to wait for Tommy as well. Coming on the flank. His teammates just need to feel the pressure coming in. Formal able to find one. Zed gets the trade, and they're gone. John's going hunting. Gets the kill as well. I think Zed ran out of ammo for the 3v3. Tommy on the fast flank stopped in his tracks because now he's worried about LG wrapping back. So the bomb should go down for free. Wuskins watching one direction. Tommy is the other. But mid-map is open. Shawnee assumedly is going to pick that up. You got to worry about the timing. John mid-map finally gets taken down. Wuskins trying to find the second as well.
He needs to be quick, though, because the pinch is coming through. Now he's going to know about it. Shawnee was there to the rescue, though. 1v1. Or sorry, 2v1, I should say. Slacked. A lot of work to do, and Tommy finds the pick. Advantage Reciprocity.
And you can just see how that solo player can affect the rounds. If LG just gets that trade, or if John doesn't win that first kill in post, you just don't have guys there for the trade. So Wuskins goes big, and then of course Shawnee's able to come back and help him out. But that's what it takes. Like, not only is the team trusting Tommy, but that's also Tommy trusting the team, right? Like, there's so much that goes into it. And again, it can hurt, but so far quite a bit of success this game.
Tell you what, when your resume is as good as Tommy's, I'd hope his teammates trust him just a little bit.
Oh, yeah, dude. Some of the solo plays he's made are insane. Again, I think the Seaside Control opening break that we saw from Devil is one of the best opening breaks in Control we've seen. And it's the same style of play. Either way, though, on defense, Reciprocity stacked up in A. Wuskins finds another first blood. They pop the 50 to make it happen. Zed had a couple kills in front of him. Doesn't get the second. The trades come in, but this is trades. Back and forth, left, right, 2v2. Everyone inside of showers. Tommy's got the 50 health. Finds the first. They're looking for the second. You got the 50 health to win the gunfight. Wuskin needs it. He uses it, gets the kill, and Reciprocity. They take that 5-3 lead. I was thinking, honestly, Ben, that LG would be comfortable in this series. Apparently not. Not at all.
Unless they spent all that 2-month period working on Control and didn't practice hardpoint and search. But as it stands, Reciprocity a round away from going 2-0 up against LG. We know this team is talented, but I don't think many would have had this down on paper.
Well, see if LG can pull something out of the bag. They pop the TAC 5 for the extra 50 health to make something happen. They all stacked up over towards A, but that bomb is mid-map. I mean, they have the adjustment to potentially go anywhere. LG is wrapping back, and it's going to be coming very, very quickly. John's going to be the first one to take a gunfight, but he gets taken down mid-map in the trade. Not there, at least immediately. Classic felt like he can't push it on Shawnee. The extra 50 health is there, but not the pressure. That bomb goes down. Zed finds the next pick. Reciprocity looking good. Formal and Gunless, though, each find a kill.
Oh, now 3v3. Formal, is he almost forced to invest the Annihilator? Well, yes, he is. Gunless finds Shawnee 2v2. 29 seconds left. It's LG that need to defuse the bomb. Wuskin, you peek, you're dead. Be careful. Formal going wide. He's now 1v2 with 20 seconds left. Now you don't have time, but guess what? Wuskin had an Annihilator of his own, and it's almost a deja vu-like ending from what we saw in Map 1, the Battle of the Annihilators. Wuskin managed to come out on top in Game 1, and he's done it again there in Game 2. Reciprocity lead the series 2-0.
A slow start in the hard point, but after that 5-minute mark came through, they have been on fire. Reciprocity, man, trying to shake this division up.
This would be a pretty heavy shakeup, that's for sure. Admittedly, just LG's first game, but again, I think coming in, everyone kind of looked at LG as a top 14 from Vegas, had them as favorites. Reciprocity, however, had other ideas. They lead the series 2-0. We'll be back after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the final game of the evening. Reciprocity 2, LG 0, the current score on the main stage matchup. And obviously we talked a little bit about the woes LG had in control. Things get a little bit worse as well when you take a look at not only their control record, but the next map itself. I believe they're 0-4 on control gridlock.
0-4, with an asterisk. Unless off stream, they played the map and won it or something like that. So trust JP stats more than mine, but suffice to say, not good. At the very least, 0-4, 0-5, 1-4, bad.
Yeah.
And again, on this map specifically, as on control as a whole, if you have to imagine any team would have the advantage, it would be Reciprocity. But as you said, maybe the last 2 months, it's been let's scrim nothing but gridlock control. We will be very good at gridlock control and nothing else, and we'll see what happens in the Pro League.
Well, here's how the series has gone so far: 252-36. Reciprocity making a 100-point comeback in Game 1. Map 2, 6-3. honestly, as soon as Reciprocity got that cushion, you just felt like it was over. And now to a gridlock control. And what's weird is, Chance, last year, it felt like, you know, I had the Game 5 curse every time we casted, went over to Game 5. Same with Revan, a ton of Game 5s. This year, we got a lot of 3-0s, Chance. I'm not happy about this.
I mean, you say you're not happy with a smile on your face, so I don't know what to believe with that statement, Ben, but...
I like Game 5s.
It depends. I don't know. Like, I think ultimately, I don't care if it's a 3-0 or a Game 5 as long as the maps are good, right? Like, if you have a Game 5 but every single map is a blowout, that could be just as annoying as like a 3-0 if it's competitive. So
yeah, I guess you're right.
I just want a good series. Like, map 1, phenomenal. Map 2 is all right. And we'll see if map 3, if, you know, just go toe-to-toe. That'd be fun.
All right. Well, I guess the question that we're asking, LG, how much have you improved in control? It was by far and away the worst game mode you had at Vegas, and you still finished top 4 for Reciprocity. It's nothing special by any means, but we'll see. Straight off the rip, Zed able to trade out one. The B push coming through, and that's a shot punch. Formal will fall, and already a lot of pressure being applied over to B.
And the aggression, very beneficial right now for Zed. Keep in mind, he had a phenomenal start, an entire game in that game, #1 for a long time. He was the only player on the team contributing. Right now, a team kill comes in, which might be hurtful, but it is going to be Tommy and Wuskins, who essentially have a 2v1 for the moment. It's going to be Gumless by himself, looking for a kill. Finds one, gets traded out. 18 control, at least, is going to be in the hands of Wuskin. Tough for LG to deal with. He is letting it ride, by the way, on a 3-speed. Flying out to try to get the 4th. At the very least, stay alive. And keep in mind, while this is going on, his teammates in the hill. They're able to get 2 ticks, going for the 3rd, and they should be good to get it. It's Sean by himself. Wuskins is tearing through them. 25 off.
So
Get
smart.
off the hill. Just let him get it, get the points, get the streaks, go to A. Round 1, by the way, Reciprocity, 100% they have this in the bag unless LG just pull just something incredible out of their backs.
And just the point that you touched on, when you're about to cap the hill and Wuskins is so close to streaks, get out of the hill. Let Wuskins just solo cap the remainder of it to secure the extra points and earn that lightning strike. And if he's able to get more here, LG could be in a world of pain. They don't have to worry about behind them yet because no one's come off spawn. They have LG trapped inside showers. All you have to do is effectively bait for Wuskin. They check the corner. Wuskin, the hot hand right now, is unfortunately does get stunned. Zed with a double. Bear in mind, capture points of showers itself would be massive here for Wuskin, but they still have to try and hunt LG. The problem now, though, is LG players will be coming behind Wuskin. He has reacted to that, turned around, playing up for spawn kills. Full streaks for Wuskin, and the man hasn't slowed down. 7-1, an 18-8 life advantage. Reciprocity looks so comfortable right now.
I mean, if you switch to the Maddox from the ICR, you are expected to put up big games, and Wuskins is trying to do exactly that. Still haven't quite gotten this point, but Ben, 15 lives to 6, 2 ticks in on A. You gotta feel good if you're Reciprocity, but LG, not going down without a fight.
Here's the problem, though. You still have a minute 20. A minute 20 to work with here. So 2 lives, it's, yeah.
So here's a question for you. 2 players alive. Do you just want to rack your specialist up? Like, you're guaranteed to win the round. What, like, you know, maybe don't kill the last guy, get 5 players, sit there, rack it up. You got a minute and 10 seconds.
Force him a team kill?
Well, I mean, if there's one player alive, can't even team kill.
That's true.
You just trap him in and you just keep him one shot, never kill him. I mean, it's a super small detail that is completely... maybe not unnecessary, but maybe not the most important thing. Like, just win the round is fine, but situations like that, maybe you can squeeze some water out of a rock. Maybe.
A massive lead, that's for sure.
Very massive lead. Yeah, it's the better part of that entire thing, let alone building specialists. You get fully streaked out, you dominate the first round, you're going to be ahead of the game on specialist anyway, so fantastic stuff.
I guess now the question, when are we going to see Wuskin invest those streaks? He himself playing over towards A, so... and that B push does come through because they've sent no one over towards B. What's he going to do? Ping the streak, force LG to scramble, potentially panic, and he is actually going to call it in as well.
Well, everyone's safe, though. He's able to find Formal.
There's 2. Reciprocity working on the retake. Can they stop the second tick, though? Coming into B, just barely. That does have a nade to work with, but instead he's going to slide straight in. No trades come through, but Wuskin, the man of the hour, 10-3 now, not slowing down whatsoever. The trades come through, and that second tick of B will be decapped.
Okay, lightning strike panned out. I was a little bit skeptical just because you called in on B. I mean, on this map, pretty much anywhere people can survive, except your teammates. Sometimes your teammates die by the Hellstorm, so okay, lightning, not too great Hellstorm. But either way, life advantage. No ticks coming through. B is completely locked up by Rex, so they're going over towards A, going for the swarm. Might be able to get it. Wuskin's leading the charge, and he's been on fire, but they take him down. This makes it much more difficult for Reciprocity, but now the rest of the team stepped up.
Zed had one player, one shot. Tommy with the trade. It was gunless. 22-18, the life advantage, and Shawnee's in a great position here to just pick plays apart. Has the ICR. Formal dead. Slacked dead. Heals not able to find the third. However, Specialist was earned throughout all of that. So he has the Tech 5 boost if he wants to use it. Of course, Wuskin with an Annihilator. And honestly, if you at any point feel this game's starting to get away from you, just invest those Specialists.
Not going to do it right there. John takes him down. Slack gets dropped. Like a hit fire from the Mozu. Better than some other guns you've seen, but the stun is going to connect. Shawnee gets dropped. Tommy, though, on the flank. It's almost suffocating. Right now, LG, it seems like they're having a pretty good fight, but for what? They still barely just only have that single tick on board. They're working over towards A, but they're down 6 lives, and Wuskin wants to seal the deal.
This could be it right here. The contest comes through. 1. Looking for more. Gunless needs to be careful not to peek. 26 seconds. There is still time for a B push, as Wuskin's now playing isolated. Hops off the point. Can he find a second? No, he can't. Whiffs 2 shots. LG will be able to secure the A hill. Reciprocity, though, a 4 life advantage here, Chance.
All the players for LG are going to be capping this A site. So that does mean Reciprocity gets the full setup. You got 2 guys essentially watching the flank, but no one's crossed. So you got to imagine the pressure's coming to the back. So Tommy and Wuskin's to be a little bit careful. And as soon as they know the pressure's not coming to the back, those players start to flank. But Tommy gets dropped. And this right now is an LG swarm. Now just a 3 life differential.
Zed is making a huge play here, though. Props to LG. They've hunted out the players playing the awkward corners, trying to play for the free kills as Dens also drops here. 7-5, though. Tommy, Shawnee, and there is Zed on the flank. He finds one. Is he going to find the second? Of course he is. A wonderful performance from him as he cleans up Slacked as well. Reciprocity are steamrolling through LG.
1v6. Able to get the first, should get taken down by the entire team. Reciprocity looking very good. The streaks were okay, the Annihilator was okay, but the team has been fantastic. I will say, I'm going to backtrack a ton here. The thing I liked most about the Wuskin streak that he goes on, he had the opportunity just to hop on the point, but instead he makes sure to keep that 18 control. Absolutely the right call. If you don't have 18 control and you just try to sit in the hill, LG gets that, they swarm back in the hill, and it's impossible for your teammates to even get there. Because Wuskin stays there, it means his teammates have free clearance to run up. And this is something I thought of like 10 minutes ago. Never had the opportunity as the second round started. So here we are, round number 3, Reciprocity up 2-0.
And you still have
Slacked with 4 kills.
Wuskin with the drone score. Wow, 4-13.
You can't be bad with the gravity slam if you don't earn.
200 IQ. Formal Annihilator out. Finds one. Praised his fantastic shot with it. Well, that's why. There's 2. If he peeks to the right, he can find his free third, but he'll decapped early advantage in favor of LG.
Yeah, and I mean, if you got Formal's Annihilator running at you, you need to run away very, very quickly. Tommy was able to pick up a kill mid-map, so he's causing all sorts of problems for LG, and that is free clearance over towards A. Formal is going to connect on Zed as well. Has the reaction time, but the Annihilator does run out. As soon as that's gone, he gets dropped. John, though, on the flank. LG stabilized, get control. Nice defensive hold. 6 life advantage for them.
Side clean up towards the taxi. Teammates shooting over him, and a much better start in this round for LG. Almost a 10 life advantage. Only 5 deaths in this round alone. 45 seconds left, and Reciprocity still somehow make it to showers.
Still, though, you got to keep an eye on that life progression. It's almost a situation where not only do you want to find errant kills, which I think is why they're playing a little bit more aggressively right now, but essentially over at B, you're going to have to get a near-perfect break to get that hold in, because winning on lives will still be difficult. Wuskin does have a drone squad to work with. Slack does get picked up mid-map, gets double challenged, and LG finally chalk it up. A is now gone. Plenty of time on the clock, but still 6 lives. It is a tough mountain to climb.
Very tough. Very tough indeed. And if this was even, you'd see Reciprocity just use everything they have. Problem is, they're going to want to try and level it out just a little bit before you see the specialists come out, and maybe even Wuskin's drone squad. Time ticking. Formal, the first line of defense for LG. He finds the first. John wisely waiting as Reciprocity are picking up kills. The life advantage now down to 4. As Shawnee trades out the kill from Classic. Meanwhile, Gunless on the flank. He finds Tommy. Nice play as Wuskin actually has invested that streak.
And they're going to be inside as well, capping B ever so slowly. There is still some utility on board, but the drone squad's there as well. Slack trying to just dodge around it. He's able to get behind enemy lines, and Zed was tagged up anyway. Den's on the 18, gets dropped by John. That's the importance of 18 control. Now John is there. And it's tough to get on through. They're making the storm, and Tommy does have this gravity slam. They're down on lives. They're going for the investment. That's where they picked up Vision Pulse as well. They are burning everything to get this win. Only 1 tick, but the live now,
Crash.
only a 3.
Attack 5 boost comes through. Is it going to be enough? The War Machine's out as well. That's going to find a pick. It's 5 versus 7. And all of a sudden, B's being capped. Contest comes through. It's Slack and John trying to make the play. Slack with a grav slam. Uses it, doesn't get anything, but it's a 2 versus 7. There's no way LG lose this round.
Oh my God, Slack just destroyed that wall.
Sure did.
But that is a massive round. Well, honestly, it's not over. 2v5. Tom is able to pick up 2. LG can't overcommit. There are no respawns remaining for them. You just got to make some sort of insane play, but you got to get past ICRs, Maddoxes, everything locked down. They know exactly where you are. There's simply nothing that can be done. Slack able to find 1. Gunless finds the 2nd. And the reason that is so big for LG, that is Vision Pulse, Drone Squad, TAC 5, War Machine. I feel like there might have been one more. The Graph Lane.
Everything.
All gone.
Everything.
And you still get the round win. I respect it from Reciprocity, by the way. But it does suck. But it definitely sucks.
We were so close. Managed to get the life count down to 2 before John just flanks and pops a triple.
Thank God those 2 kills.
Yeah,
Slack
right?
used that grab slam.
That would have been awkward.
You see the kill feed with John, you're like, okay, that worked out. You're just clearing out sushi to feed John kills. That's all it was.
In Slack mind, he's like, oh, wow, I would have killed him. John just beat me to it. That's what he's going to be saying at least. Is now it's LG's turn for them to use their specialist, and they need to be careful because John is working towards some streaks. Well, never mind. He has himself at least 1. If he's able to fully cap A, then he's going to get even more. Still a couple of War Machine shots available. LG looks like they finally woken up, gents.
And this is huge because keep in mind, Gunless has that Tempest, and everyone is much closer to their specialist than Reciprocity, with the exception of Wuskins. But even Wuskin is farther away from his Annihilator. I mean, it's essentially the same as Formal. But the streaks, the specialists, 2 minutes to just get B. Wuskin is going to fall. John just annihilates Zed. The kill trade is good enough. Now Den's on the flank. He's going to need to find at least 2. There's the first. Doesn't get the 2nd.
Close. Yet so far, 27-23, the life count advantage LG. A minute 45 for them to try and cap up this B zone. The drone squad is in the air. In best case scenario now, it feels like for Reciprocity is bait out LG to use as much as possible. Almost, you need a similar situation to the round previously, where Reciprocity invested so much, because if Reciprocity go into if LG go into a round 5 with that much extra utility, it's done. It's over. There should be no way they lose that.
See if they can make anything happen. So far, so good on the defensive stand from Rec, but you still got to imagine lives aren't heavily in their favor. But LG, for the moment, have just been trying to face tank, just trying to fly in the front. And it has been Reciprocity that's actually been more of the aggression coming in. But now they make their move. The sun is going to hurt John. Still finds the kill anyway. Zed, though, once again, able to find 2. 18 control not there. Classic is going to fall to a team kill, and another defensive stand coming out of Rec. But that live differential has stayed virtually the same.
Yep, 3 kills. That's a big one from Zed. 2 kills. Back to 3, though, as Slack is able to just cherry pick his way to a trade. The stun's coming out, though. Wuskin needs the support of his teammates here. Has a stun of his own. 50 seconds left. Still advantage LG, not by much, now down to 1. Trade keeps it back to 2, but it's Sten's going for the flank. Needs to at least find 1. Does so, and Reciprocity have put on a hell of a defensive show. Life count now even at 9 apiece.
And you're going to have to call in everything. Attack 5 gets popped, so that's the first thing, but you got streaks. You got to win this round. It's going to be at all costs. There's the Hellstorm. 28 seconds. LG have been stuck in their base building pretty much this entire half. John is going to fall because Reciprocity has been playing so aggressive, flying at LG, trying to burn everything, but there's the kills. That's what they need. They got Lightning Strike. All of a sudden, 8-3, they're in the point. It takes a lot to make it happen. They're going to be in. Shawnee able to find one. Formal knows where to look. Sliding over.
Oh,
Doesn't
my
get
Lord.
the kill. Shawnee's looking for more. They're only halfway there. Reciprocity, 2v6. It seems like there's no way, but they just keep on digging. Flying in. Zed finds two. By himself is going to get traded out. And LG finally, by the skin of their teeth, at the expense of a Hellstorm, a Lightning Strike, the TAC-5, and Nerves.
Drone squad as well was used. Curious, was any other specialist used there for LG? Because if not, they find themselves in a big advantage in this round 5. But it is worth mentioning, Reciprocity defended like their lives were on the line for a minute and a half. And then finally, it took a formal double with the ICR and an EKIA from him as well to finally break through.
And LG was playing slow. They were like posted up saying like, hey, you come to us. And Reciprocity was basically flying at them like one by one, but they were just making it work. That was a nutty attempt from Reciprocity, but hey, all of a sudden, in a game 5, round 5.
Basically, you have yourself a Gunless Tempest and a Formal Annihilator. That's the first two as the chain comes through. Shawnee needs to find the pick. He does at least find one at the cost of 2 of his teammates. Slack going to try and keep it contested. He goes straight for the challenge, finds Dens, and Reciprocity, who looks so comfortable in this control, are crumbling before your eyes.
Slack getting pretty close to his gravity slam as well, which would be perfect for this hill. Maybe just a kill or two away from it, but he does get taken down. Reciprocity are able to get inside, but now it's going to be Formal. The ICR flank has the Annihilator if he wants it as well, but Dens, Spidey senses tingling, goes back, takes him down. Now all the pressure's coming in the front. John's going to be there, but a lot of players to deal with. He's getting tagged up left and right, and it looks like Reciprocity are good, able to break through, get the hold, and LG chalks it up, says we will attempt to defend B.
Tommy, close to streaks. Dens, not as close, but working towards something. I believe it's going to be 150 points. All Tommy will need. 2 minutes to play, a 1 life advantage. Streaks, of course, not massive on Gridlock, but at this point, any little help. Slack flies straight through. He botched his first Grav Slam, but connects with the second. A massive triple for him. Shuts down Streaks. Advantage now, LG.
And that's a clean 5. 5 free kills, no trades coming in. Classic gets another one, he gets traded, but the life advantage remains virtually the same. And as you say that, LG getting a little bit picked off. Gunless playing on an island, and he gets dropped as well. He tried to pour on the pressure like Reciprocity did, but Reciprocity, instead of LG, kind of turning up around, putting a little bit of pressure mid-map, which forces LG to be a little bit more spread, and if you're spread out, you fall. You get double, triple challenge, you fall 1 by 1, with 1, with 2, Formal looking for more, number 3 to no avail.
3 shots left, and you've got to put this to some use. Misses again. One more, misses again! Wuskin pulls out his Annihilator, shows Formal exactly how it's done. Wuskin in the hill, that's 2 for him. The zone being capped. Reciprocity, the life count even, 13-13. Will the first hit come through? It's Tommy's turn to take control of 18. Wuskin still with the Annihilator, Grav Slam. Tommy has been able to earn throughout this chaos. Wuskin looking for one more. 1.5 ticks through. Tommy is still alive. Being such a nuisance, Grav Slam through. He shuts down John, looks for the second. Formal with a shot punch, but there's already been 2 ticks. The third tick is coming through.
They're going to be close, but still plenty of lives. This could be stretched out for another minute. LG surging through, clear it out. And now if you're Reciprocity, you got plenty of time. More than a minute on the clock. You can win it by kills, you can win it by the point, but you do not have to rush things. You got Tommy essentially just waiting for LG to push past Ice Cream. You got 4 players, some mid-map, some on the flank, taking their time, looking for these trades.
Here's the problem. The longer you leave it, you're essentially bleeding your own clock, saying we have time for 1 push. It has to be perfect. Only 2 spare lives for Reciprocity. The push coming through. Is John going to get bad timing? Wuskin spotted middle. John tagged up weak. Is it going to bait out a push? The nade comes through. Is that going to be enough? 25 health and a dream for John as the pinch waiting. Number 3 highlighted on the minimap as TAC-5 boost is used. John will fall. This is Tommy's now turn to try and fight from the front. He has Gunless pinned. Meanwhile, trades back and forth down to the final 5 lives for Reciprocity as Formal finds a double. 2v7. Reciprocity tried to play it slow and patient, and Gunless will seal the deal with game 3 with a double to send us to a game 4.
Now it's time to breathe. We got another map on board. No 3-0s here.
Yay, the curse is broken.
And that is potentially the start of the comeback. And LG made some outstanding plays. Slack's probably the cherry on top, that three-piece with the gravity slam, and what a great one to get. Potentially starting to claw their way back into this series, Ben.
I mean, if he doesn't get that triple, even forget about that.
Tough.
If he doesn't kill Tommy, who was 150 away from streaks with that grav slam, then all of a sudden that gets very, very scary for LG. But they managed to take a control. Would you say their performance in control much better, a little better, about the same?
You go from 2-7, not great, but Reciprocity, it's not like they're one of the best control teams in the game, right? They have an average record. Average against pro teams is nice, but I'm not sold yet. But we do have a replay to watch everything that happened at the last half, and John did all the damage in the world, couldn't find a kill. He does get traded out, but the issue is yes, John dies, but now Reciprocity, they got to fly because John's going to spawn up right behind him. Tommy makes his move, but he's getting slowed down. So LG on the backside, slow down just enough to get John back in the action. And of course, Formal winning these two huge gunfights, including this one on Zed, seals the deal. And on top of that, Gunless wins his one-on-one against Tommy. So it all happened at the same time, but the push that Reciprocity waited 30, 45 seconds to make happen just gets stuffed.
Yep, absolutely. Formal, as we said, a miraculous double. John, the player who bought so much time, managed to come off respawn as well and join the fight. But big picture in the series, Reciprocity still 2-1.
And of course, the most important thing about this series is the Annihilator. That's what I care the most about. I think Formal's up like 8 or 9 kills to I think Wuskin's like 4. But in the map 1, it was Wuskins that wins the Annihilator battle to seal the deal for the game. And the Search and Destroy is Wuskins that wins the Annihilator to seal the game. And I thought it was going to happen that map 3. Formal pulled it out, missed like 4 or 5 shots, whatever it was, and Wuskins just destroys him. He bottled it, mate, is apparently what happened. But again, Wuskins winning those one-on-ones. Even if Formal is overall performing better with the gun, Wuskins is trying to just make an insane plays. Obviously, did not pan out in the end, but you got to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah, almost made the miraculous play 3 games in 3 with the Annihilator. It wasn't the case there. Of course, a glance at, we've been giving coaches a ton of love. Shane, if you watch Call of Duty Esports for any amount of time, it's a name you're going to recognize. Former European professional player. Fun little tidbit. He was part of the old Epsilon squad back in Black Ops 2, which 100-point club Frico Impact at Anaheim. Something which at the time was almost impossible to do.
That seems like you've been sitting on that for
like
a
that?
long time. That is.
Hey, Shane's been. I haven't seen him for a while, so you know. You gotta give him some love. He's a great guy. Everyone in Europe has nothing but respect for him. A lot of love. It's great to see him now taking on the coaching role. Still staying relevant in Call of Duty Esports.
And then for LG, you got Ricky. Do you have any details about Ricky from 5 years ago?
Actually, I could go on, but I'll save you. I'll spare you the petty stories. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow or Friday or Thursday, whenever we cast next.
I think either way, whatever happens in this series, for LG, that first game is either going to be heartbreaking, or it's not going to make a difference. On the flip side, for Reciprocity, it's either going to be, dude, we clutched up, or it's not going to matter.
So game 1.
Just something to think about. As crazy of a game as that was. The respawns have been great.
Yeah, respawns have been fantastic. And, well, luckily for us, we're heading to another one. Game 4, Hardpoint Arsenal. That's our location. LG coming off a big momentum swing there in that game 3. Can they use it to give themselves a big advantage here in this hardpoint? I mean, if you look at game 1, they had a massive lead chance, massive lead, and they let it slip. Reciprocity, you can never count this team out.
How many 100-point comebacks have we seen in Black Ops 4?
Too many.
I think Optic has like 6 of them all on Seaside. Midnight had one earlier. Reciprocity has one today. Like, time, like, no lead is ever safe. It seems like that's just going to be like the story.
It's specialists. Specialists will give you that lead, and then specialists will take away that lead almost as quickly as it's earned. All it takes is one full 60, and about that time of the specialist swing in the map, and all of a sudden that 100-point lead is safe. You almost have to look for a 200-point lead to be this year's kind of like old 100-point lead, as weird as it is to say. But Reciprocity off to the early advantage. Hill time, kills, everything going their way.
Essentially the perfect opening break. You'll always see those double ICRs off the rip with Reciprocity. They make it work. Holding on pretty strong here as well. A lot of pressure coming up on the top side of the map for LG. Potentially just to go past. They do take down Zed. And it looks like they're more interested in trying to flood in this hill and get Reciprocity out than the rotation. And Well, actually, 2 players have gone by. Tommy might have both in front of him. They're able to win those gunfights. And still, though, Reciprocity, huge lead on the first hill, 30 points. They do have the rotation in next, but the pressure from LG is here. John Doe not able to stay alive.
As the new hill pops, Reciprocity controlling the spawns and controlling the early time, but they have to deal with Formal's ICR. He's put it to good work so far. Unfortunately, not going to be able to clean up the kill. Onto Wuskin, but does have a teammate in support. Team kill comes through as well as he shoots John in the back of the head. Reciprocity building himself a massive lead. This is almost deja vu from map 1, but just the other way around.
And as we just talked about, leads don't matter.
Nope.
Like, you cannot afford for a moment to slow down. You still have to play perfectly, time and time again. It is LG. They are able to break through, get those final 20 seconds on board. So not a terrible spot to be in. You got plenty of time to try to work on this rotation. But, of course, on the rotation, it's essentially just Classic by himself. But his teammates are going to be there. And honestly, it's a bit 50-50. LG, they have the spawns, but right now the next hill control will be for Reciprocity, so it's still beholden on LG to break through.
Nades thrown out, LG waiting so patiently for the perfect time to fly, and Gunless, who led the way in terms of kills, deaths. Map 1 for LG. He's going to have another one of those performances. Currently sitting at 5 and 6. Nothing too special. But as I said, we'll need to have one of those maps here for LG to start to come back into this one. Because the kill feed, every time you look at it, just seems like there's a little more yellow than there is blue.
And right now, it is the sole Australian in the league, because Miles does not really count. 10 kills on board, leading the lobby. Trying to hold it down for the nation, but Gunless, Classic, and Slack all showing up in the kill feed, and looks like LG able to surge through, and once again, get those final 20 seconds. It is not nearly as massive a lead as what it seemed like it could have been. And again, when you're getting those final 20 seconds, that means you have all the time in the world to try to go for that break over towards next.
Yep. That's going to be the game plan, and unfortunately, Formal's not going to win the first gunfight, but there's still one player left. It was Gunless, who also does fall. He was able to at least find Wuskin first and foremost, but keep your eye now, bottom right of your screen, how close Classic is to Streaks. It's his turn. 170 away. He had a great map 1, if you remember. Looking to continue it here. Challenges, 45 is all he needs for that first streak. Not even going to find EKA. There's the Lightning. 20 points for the Hellstorm, and all of a sudden this game is going to look very, very different.
This team needs to keep him alive, and the trophy system is going to help. 5 points, and he's got it, but the contestant's in. He might have a kill. He's going to have a couple players near him. He does get fully streaked out in the nick of time, but Reciprocity still has that lead. 20 seconds up, and they're going to be poised to get the final. So the streaks are nice to have, but the lead might be even nicer. And of course, now specialists starting to roll in. You see the TAC 5, you see the Annihilator. Across the board, everyone is starting to inch their way closer. Reciprocity again, 60-point lead.
Shawnee was so close to streaks of his own. I think that's why he popped the TAC 5 when he did, just see if he could try and secure them. Unfortunately, the challenge came through. In quick succession, he fell. Now it's Wuskin's turn for the Annihilator. You said you've been keeping track. Well, there's 2 for Wuskin. There's 3 for Wuskin. There's almost 4. Connects after missing 1. Streaks here for Reciprocity would be massive to counteract Classics. And then you have that nearly 100-point cushion. This is big now for Reciprocity. Beautifully efficient Annihilated from Wuskin. Formal has to respond with one of his own.
And that was perfect bait by Shawnee. Shawnee needs to die in that situation to feed the kill, and well, Wuskin's potentially has Shawnee to bait for him once again. They're going to be nearby. Dens does get taken down. All the pressure inside of lobby, and again, it is Shawnee baiting for him. Gets him weak, gets the lightning, has the help from Tommy. Just needs to stay alive. Get a bullet in a player, let your teammate get the trade, get some extra points, get close to those streaks.
I wish we saw this Wuskins yesterday. Against Scraps, he looks like a completely different player. One just full of confidence as he tries to secure another streak. The stun comes out, but it's Formal. But he's in the gunfight. But he goes for the retail, connects. Can he find his tier 3 streak? Not gonna happen. But at least earns 2, and Reciprocity over a 100-point lead. Slack botches another Grav Slam. The stage is very much set for Reciprocity to end this 3-1.
Streaks coming in though, and John with the War Machine finds a couple, connects with Zed as well. If there's any time for a 100-point comeback to happen, well, you have to go down by 100 points first. Using the specialist to get in, the door is open, that means that can go through. You see Black has been pulled out, which makes it quite a bit more difficult to kill a player, but if you hit him in the face, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. Foreman, by the way, just got gifted that play. Finds the 2 free kills, does damage on the 3rd, but Zed is able to hold strong just for the moment.
And Reciprocity have done such a good job of at least going 50-50 on hill time. The past couple of hills, at least splitting it relatively evenly. What's going to invest the first streak. Classic still with 3 streaks of his own available to use. Gunless with a Tempest as well, should he choose to use it. As the War Machine rattling off in the background. Zed looking to try and find a pick with a nade. Early hill time should be good for Reciprocity. Classic does nothing but team kill with the Hellstorm. Wuskin says, I'll teach you how to use a Hellstorm, my son. He finds Slacked. A nearly 100-point lead once again.
Those are 2 really good streaks from Reciprocity right there. Getting kills all over the place on LG, so you'll take what you can get. All the pressure's got to come in the front. The Lightning Strike gets him out of the hill, but another team kill, and Reciprocity's got the better spawn, so you accomplish effectively nothing. Luckily for Gunless, he just happens to spawn in the back. Gets caught with his gun out, doesn't make a difference, but he does get Tempested, so even to get this spawn doesn't really matter.
In the last 60 seconds, LG have team killed it 4 times in total. Insane, 2 with streaks, yes, but still, I mean, when you're trying to break this hill, you need numbers to just completely flood through. Reciprocity now over the 200-point mark. It was around about this point where we thought map number 1 was going to be over. Now, LG, it's your turn. Can you do what Reciprocity did to you in map number 1?
I was going to say, like, sometimes they just happen, like team kills come in with streaks, but that many back-to-back plus 1 with the gun is unfortunate to say the least. Now you got to make a big play. Down by 100, you got a drone squad in the air. And a couple of kills for LG going their way. They're in control. You don't have to invest anything yet. It is not quite do or die because you're still in control. In Reciprocity, this is where they come up clutch. This is where the veteranship shows. They take their time, they make the play, they take advantage of another team kill. 4 players now surging in. Classic, though, gets 2, make it 3 with the drone squad, but still, Reciprocity, the pressure's there, they get in, and now you gotta burn everything. You gotta get in.
It's just brute force straight from the front. 15 seconds left on the hill. For Reciprocity, you can already start thinking about that rotation, and there was a fight won by Wuskin. Of course it was Wuskin, winning all of the important fights, 25 and 18. Had a fantastic series so far. Reciprocity ready for the LG push to come through. Formal peaks is his turn with the Annihilator. Wuskin's already put it to some good use, but Formal finds 2. Looking for more. Tommy to his right. That's 3. Can he find 4? Of course he can. Zed instantly there for the trade. Rex still with hill control.
I mean, yeah, you find 4 and then your teammates just aren't there. The pressure just isn't there. No one else is winning the gunfights. 23 seconds, Rec wins this game. LG making the push. They're in the hill, but the way this is going, you're going to have to use that Tempest once you get back. The aggression's not paying off. Tommy finds 2. They're getting hyped. They're feeling it. Clear out the next. Feed them more. Formal finds kills, but you got to use everything. Again, it's just getting too tough. Reciprocity too close to winning this game.
Could have won it there, but finally,
Just waiting so long.
finally, the break comes through, and now it's a foot race on rotation, and, well, guess who is already on the new hill? Yep, that's right, it's Reciprocity. Big fight here for Gunless. He finds Dens. Meanwhile, John in a big fight of his own. Shawnee is able to stop that extra pressure. LG, momentarily at least, have control of the new hill.
And I keep saying I want them to burn it, but to be fair, they're spreading it out about as good as you could want, because now you're saving things for the next hill if you need it. Slacked has the Gravity Slam. Gunless has pulled out that Tempest as well, and more importantly, you got guys in the hill surviving. John wins the huge gunfight on the flank. Gunless making sure the pressure all has to come in that front door. He's got the right side covered, and you got the Gravity Slam for the front.
Here's the thing. If you are able to hold this hill for a full 60, rotating the kitchen is so hard. And Reciprocity, you're going to know that. If they can bait out as much utility from LG, they should be able to close this one out relatively comfortably. But Rec, they're going to go for it. Once again, still 20 seconds left. They can still win with the scrap time, but there's 3 LG players there. At this point, if you're Reciprocity, cut your losses from this hill, stack mid, do not allow LG to break through.
And this is going to be gunfight on gunfight, mono-y-mono, no specialist on board bar. Maybe Shawnee creeping up on that TAC 5, but Rec in the hill first. LG, they got the pinch from everywhere. The man in kitchen dies, 2 players in window, 2 coming in through lobby, and there's the move. You got the coming across, Formal's able to find 1, might be able to get 2,
no.
Gets it as well. Shawnee inside the hill by himself, has to deal with everybody, does get 1, gets dropped. He's got the TAC 5 for his teammates though when they come back, but Formal is shredded.
Oh my God, Formal just ran through Reciprocity. It all started with a beautiful little bait and switch from Slacked. It's not been an impressive stat line game for him, but that could be well the play that keeps LG alive in the series. 242, 222. LG creeping up to Reciprocity's stat line as Formal is going off a 6th streak as he looks to try and find the pick on a Wuskin. Has the support. Slacked, he's now close to streaks. He now gets streaks. Lightning has been earned. What more can he do?
Not team kill with the streaks is step number 1. Gunless will be blocking spawns from where he's at. The lightning strike should be able to come to this player in the back. A team kill does come in, but Rec is spawning out. His teammates should get the close spawn, so they're going to have hill control anyway. 10 seconds away. This game is theirs.
Benz has to win this fight. The stun comes through. Gunless has been taken care of. Now Slacked forced to scramble back. Tommy shuts him down. It's a complete collapse. They have to touch the hill. Drone squad are 249. Formal almost makes the play. The trades come through. Classic wins the gunfight. And LG can breathe a giant sigh of relief. They were able to do it. They were able to do it. Rec with the comeback in map 1. LG say, anything you can do, we can do better.
These games are never over. 100-point lead, 100-point lead, 2 up in control. None of it matters. You need to make the big plays and Formal at the end. A 6, 7, 8, 9 spree, whatever it was. And 2 kills in the hill at the end. 6 inside of middle. Rec was, what, 14 points away from ending that game for half an hour. Well, couldn't get it done.
Talked about our love of Game 5s. What a series this has been so far. Reciprocity, LG, going the distance. We'll be back after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The reverse sweep is on. LG were 2-0 down about 20 minutes ago. Now all of a sudden, We're getting ready to load into a Game 5 Search and Destroy Hacienda. Does Reciprocity have what it takes to close this one out now, or is momentum just too heavily in favor of LG?
I mean, again, they were 14 points up in that hard point for, I mean, literally like the final 2.5 minutes of the game, and they couldn't close that out. So I'm not feeling confident for them for the game number 5. That being said, they could come out of the gates and be just fine. They're a team that bounced back. They were making some very sturdy plays towards the end of hardpoint, taking their time to set up, and then Formal just kind of, hey, I'm Formal, by the way, in case you forgot it.
Forget who I was? Because, yeah, by the way, I'm Formal. I go on 10 kill streaks and win games by myself.
Sure.
Basically what happened. But in terms of Search and Destroy, I mean, you look at the first one, it was very, very close, back and forth. Finally, Reciprocity edged it out. You have to think, though, big picture. Yes, it's only Reciprocity's second game, but they were to lose this after getting 3-0'd by Red. You're 2-0 up against LG, a team top 4 at Vegas, and you let it slip. You let the reverse sweep happen. I mean, look how close this whole series has been. The hard points, the respawns in general have just been a tremendous watch.
I really don't know. I mean, I was talking earlier about how that map 1, that's either going to be a heartbreaker for a team or the thing that just, hey, it doesn't matter in the end. But now you have the map
Game
4
as well.
And it's the exact same thing. So it's tough to say. Obviously, Reciprocity looked a little bit better on S&D the first time, but obviously Hacienda is a very different map that plays radically different, and we still have no idea if LG has cooked up anything. We don't know what they've been doing for the past 2 months. Well, I mean, scrimming. We don't know what they've been scrimming, right? That's what I meant.
Hope this is correct. But as it stands, Game 5, getting ready, LG Reciprocity. Rec were 2-0 up in this series before LG have clawed their way back into it. Amazing respawns. The first search, 6-3 Reciprocity, but chances point now. Hacienda, drastically different. First blood for Formal, continuing where he left off.
And players have been map control as well. You could just wrap this bomb to B if you'd like. If you want to win it with guns, you can just do it up front. But John gets caught out by himself. Has teammates in the hallway, but honestly, they might be trapped down. It's ICRs all the way around. Formal, though, wins the gunfight and just lights the next player up. Wuskins eventually cleans him up for the 2v2, make it a 2v1. Wuskins is now by himself on the wrong side of the map for the moment. And those are just some kills that happen that just seem insane to me.
This is oddly doable. He sees both players. 1v1. He's had the series of his life. Can he clutch up big time? Of course he can! What a play! What a play! We talk about how difficult clutching can be in Search and Destroy this year. Wuskin played that 1v2 flawlessly.
And it's not just that. The insane kills I was talking about is Formal just, I think Johnny just rips him off the head glitch on the steps, but it's Wuskin that comes on the flank to kill him, to cause all the chaos. And then obviously the 1v2, it cannot be understated. Even 1v2s are very difficult to pull off. That was about as perfect of a situation as you could possibly ask for. But Wuskins has been just the clutch god this series.
Yep.
As long as we ignore that last hard point.
Seems fitting that he would start the search off well. 3-0, his stat line. As Gunless forced to concede the B site, has a quick peek over. What is he going to spot? Note Shawnee. You can see that in the X-ray vision. He's going for a little bit of a swim. As Zed once again crosses over. Denz is watching the close push. Classic needs to be careful. Team shots come through. Gunless just shoots Classic right in the back. He's able to at least find Zed. 4v4, gunfight, top corridor. Tommy will win. Gunless now with a double. So really making up for a bit of a misplay early in the round. 3 to his name, working on the ace.
Gunless is going to get 6 kills this round. He's at 4 right now, obviously with the team kill. He's in a 1v2. Bomb down. There's number 5. Stop. He has a technical, or an untechnical ace. But he's got to defuse the bomb as well. There's no way he wins this round, but if he gets kill on time, he's going to get 6 kills this round. But Tommy cleans him up. Couldn't get it done. You only got 5. And Rec gets the win. The round win.
That's the most important part. 2-round cushion. What more does that man need to do? Started off with the team kill, followed by the wall banging. We're going to see it in the best play. The question is, from here, he springs over towards the site. I think he gets him a double. There's 1. There's 2. Still finds 1 more after this, after he backs away. And that looks like the sign of a frustrated man.
It's a tough round to swallow, but obviously you've been down in the hard point. You're only down 2 rounds right now.
Not the end of the world, yep.
Not the end of the world, but it has been 2 heartbreaking rounds as well. Working over towards A now. Don't want to deal with the water. But Reciprocity, we've seen them be hyper-aggressive at times. They are being aggressive towards A once again. And Tommy, through mid-map, is just going to be flying. He gets taken down by Slacks. So advantage LG. Formal finds another kill. Formal finds another kill. Formal finds another kill. And the round's over.
Flashbacks from the previous hard point. Formal just taking over when it comes to crunch.
It's Slack gets to play the game, okay.
Now, why would you want to see Formal's 3-piece when you can watch Slack pick up his first kill of the game?
How does that work?
It doesn't.
Okay. Nice bounce back round coming out from LG. You fight aggression with aggression, and again, we've talked about it before. Tommy tries to make the play, and if he gets that kill, round win for Reciprocity. If he doesn't, then honestly, Reciprocity could still win the round, and then Formal killed everyone. So he's got to be working at least part way towards streaks. 475 off, handful of kills plus the defuse, and that bomb is going down. Slack mid-map. Gets caught out, but does not get killed. And Formal might just get caught out. Players on the fence is playing aggressive and eventually does get taken down. 4v4, no streaks for him. Bomb is planted. Advantage Reciprocity.
Zed spotted towards mid-connector. Trades again come through. 3v3, 2v2. Then's a great little spree as Slack found his first kill last round. All of a sudden now, working towards some streaks of his own. 280 is what he needs. Zed shuts down John. Slack from the 1v2. Ring around the rosy. Slack finds one. 16 seconds to defuse. And a kill would be enough, but I think he has to concede and just play for the streaks.
If Luskin shot there, then Slack might have been able to make an aggressive play, but he was clean on the hair trigger, so Slack goes for the flank. And Wuskins wins some gunfights, man.
Wuskins wins every gunfight this map, apparently.
Quite a few of them.
Wow.
Shout out to Dens, though.
I feel like Slack... Was that necessary?
The challenge?
Yeah, you're so close to streaks. I understand what...
Okay, bro, you have a SOG and you have the advantage in that gunfight. Yeah, I mean, necessary or not, he just shouldn't lose that gunfight. I mean, I know it's Wuskins. I know it is Wuskin, but you have the height advantage.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You get the timing. Yes, Wuskin made a good read, but I just, you know, you got the SOG. You're 10 feet away from it.
Well, 3-1. Advantage Reciprocity here in this game 5 as they look to go even for the past couple of days in terms of their league standings. 1-1 for LG. First game would be a first L. There's John, top corridor, looking to push through. All of a sudden the game just slows down to a snail's pace. It's LG looking for that pick, looking to just find an angle, anything at all, to try and assist in this aggressive round, and Zed has finally been spotted. Guns now trying to make something happen, but it's Formal once again the playmaker for LG, it seems, in the past few maps.
Such a strange play call from LG that ends up working out for the first blood. You have Reciprocity almost on 4 corners of the map, completely spread. They don't really have control of much, and that bomb is going to be going down. Also, Shani is getting hunted by Formal right now. Formal feels it, wins the gunfight, and the 4 corners of the map, this just makes it so much easier. Bomb down, 5v3, pressure in the back. Tommy does win 1, takes down Gunless. Wuskin's going to have to win his one-on-one as well. Has a player up top desk. Everyone has to win their gunfights right now, and Wuskins gets the next.
And this is such an important read from Tommy. He checked bomb to see where it was planted for, and it gives him all the information on which side to play aggressively towards. Dens will fall. 3v2 still favor of LG as Classic scrambles away with his life. And now no time left. Surely it's a 2v1. He's top office. Formal would have to miss a couple of shots and someone's going to have to find the pick, but he targets the bomb carrier. Wuskin spinning in circles, no idea where he was coming from. And Formal clutches the 1v2.
And that was interesting as well, because LG like slacked every single round, very aggressive from the bottom and mid-map, and he's been causing problems with it. But LG basically had all hallway control, had everything in the middle. And ordinarily, if like Reciprocity, for example, completely gave up the B site, they're thinking, okay, A's covered, they're not here. They're going to go plant the bomb and we'll swarm on them. But LG just stayed. They just stayed mid-map, didn't go for the wrap right away. They waited for Reciprocity to make a mistake. Players going flank. Formal picks him off, gets out with his life, had the help from Gunless. And then from there, you have the man advantage. So, interesting round from LG, and I like what they did.
Well, 3-2 now. Still advantage Reciprocity. About that point in the search where the conversation about specialists can come through. What's going to, of course, he's already earned his at 8-3. Gunless trying to make a Similar play to the one a few rounds prior. Trying to go for the wall bank, anything at all. Needs to be careful because the flank is coming through. But Formal's in the water as well. He isn't going to see Shawnee as the fight of the Crocodiles. Won by Shawnee that time. Wuskin has popped the Annihilator. Can he do damage? There's one. Teammate scrambles away. There's two. He's been incredibly efficient with the Annihilator thus far as Reciprocity find himself in a 3v1.
Very close to killing his teammate there. Slack coming on the flank, and that is not a flank that lasts very long. Wuskins, again, you talk about the clutch factor with the Annihilator. I think he has racked up the kill count in the past 2 games as well, so he's going toe-to-toe for the moment, making big plays. Has to be at least halfway to his streaks.
That's the other thing. The plays he's been able to make with it, the game-winning plays have just been so crucial. As, again, I look at that best play. He finds the last LG player sneaking through Garage and makes it look so simple.
Slack's big toe is gone for this next round, but probably shouldn't slow him down too much. I would have to imagine LG do something roughly similar to before, just give mid-map control. But no, it looks like they want to go over towards A, which Reciprocity has stacked this before. Which, remember, Tommy came flanking through mid. He gets caught out, but actually, if they're going to go forward, get a collateral. Just do that. Yeah, you got the Annihilator. You can't run into that. Now you got players mid-map. Good luck. Formal doesn't even need to hunt him down. You don't want to slide out and get pinched. You got the Annihilator. You got a 5v2. Just win the round and move on to round 8.
Body stacking when the other team has an Annihilator. Don't recommend.
I mean, how are you going to predict that? You're just trying to get to site quick. Like, that just sucks.
Oh, with Swan, 4 shots left. Couple of seconds of the Annihilator left. 5v2. Tommy, to his credit, does shut down Classic there, but still it's a 2v4 with no time on the clock. Challenge with that. 1 LG. Keep it close.
And I think that's the 3rd collateral we've seen on lane in Black Ops 4.
With an Annihilator or just in general?
The other one was the Annihilator in Respawn. I think, and I have no idea who did it, and then Reedy had one with the sniper on the Arsenal S&D.
Yeah.
So I know for sure there's been 2, and I think there's been a 3rd in Respawn, which, I mean, Annihilator's a little bit different than a sniper, but not for Formal. He uses it like one, so.
Beaming from range.
Take what you get.
As LG, a convincing round win there. All starts with a first blood that's a double.
X got one of the PLQ. Ethan, the guy in the back, knew. Or maybe someone told him. Whatever it was.
There you go.
Some guys out there know. The nade's coming in, though. Forces Wuskins through. He's going to be tagged up, but he might be home free. He is in a very tough spot. Knows he needs to leave. And he is able to get out mid-map. No one takes him down. And as you say that, well, John takes him down.
Instantly, though, numbers back even. 4 versus 4. This could put Reciprocity at series point. Winning this round, everything. Bomb rotated towards B now. Are they thinking about wrapping back over towards A? The problem, Gunless has played this position all game. He backs away. Tempest is available to use. And LG know how important this round is. It wouldn't surprise me to see a bit of an investment come through.
Bomb down once again. Shawnee in the water. Trying to be...
He knows Gunless is here, because Gunless has played the same position every round.
You're expecting the pressure. I think he's just trying to play the timing of it. Wait for them to pass towards bomb. You got your teammates are calling out the pressure when it comes in from mid-map. You know when you need to make your move. But Shawnee very far away, but his teammates right now getting the kills. The trades are there. No one even falls. There's one player left. Gunless is trying to make it happen, but he's just surrounded right now. Eventually should get picked up. Finally it happens. John gets dropped as well. And Reciprocity, again, going for the same bomb plant and making it work.
Perfect round from Reciprocity. Patience and good post-plant positioning. Makes it almost impossible for LG to retake. Now a 5-3 lead. If you're LG, you don't have a choice. You gotta start using some of that extra utility that you've...
Almost a mirror of a series we're having. 100-point lead in the hard point, come back. 100-point lead in the next hard point, come back. We saw a 6-3 in the first one, but the mirror, I guess, stops in Reciprocity. Turns it on themselves. To potentially get this next 6-3 win, of course, Gunless has the Tempest, Slack has the Gravity Slam. Of course, you have the exact same thing on the flip side. See who makes the bigger play.
I mean, this just comes down to what is Slack going to do with his Grav Slam. We've seen him botch him. We've seen him clutch up with them. One of them was a huge triple. One, he did a ton of damage to the wall. As you so rightfully point out, he's missed a couple in respawn as well. So, for me, everything for LG is reliant on how Slack uses that Grav Slam. Can he use it as an opening? Of course, that's just part of the journey LG's have to go on for a comeback here in this search. But have to use that utility well.
Formal able to get that first blood. It's what LG needs. Wuskin by himself on the flank. They might feel the pressure. Zed gets away with his life. No trade comes in, but Wuskin does get found trying to flank advantage LG. But they got to get this bomb down, and Zed is being very aggressive. Knows the bomb got picked up. He did hear it, but knows the pressure's there. Gets out. Slack, by the way. Swing and a miss. Connects with nothing. But you still have the man advantage. Guys on bomb. Sled, he might come across for it. Finds the kill. Gets the war machine. Gets out with his life for the moment. But a 3v1. It comes down to Tommy. Time is on his side, but he doesn't get that first kill. And the opportunity might have been there if he finds the first, but...
It depends on the angle he's planted. He may be able to see Gunless. Oh, I thought for a fraction of a second he could find that pick and stay alive.
He was dead anyway. They know he's up top. He can go desk. He can come back through mid. Formal was staring at it. They had the third teammate for the cover. Formal doesn't lose those. He would have to kill Formal first and the guy on bomb. As exciting as it may have seemed.
No, I was thinking if he kills the guy on bomb and somehow stays alive.
That's what I'm saying. Formal was going to kill him anyway because Formal was staring at it.
I mean, Formal's Formal.
He has an ICR staring at top window. You know exactly where he's going to peek from.
Never know.
And Formal's Formal. He had that. It was fine.
But key information, Slacked.
He's better without it. Let him use his gun.
Yeah, okay. 3 and 7 in this game 5. Botches the Grav Slam. He's without a doubt not earning another one. So you look at the other utility. Gunless still with a Tempest. John with a War Machine. Classic close to the Tech 5 boost. Flip side, Dens with Tempest. And obviously, Tommy still with that Grav Slam. Can he put the game to bed? Bomb being planted. War Machine used to just force LG to back away. Connects with a hit marker. Is it going to find a kill? No, it's not. Still, 5 versus 5. Tommy watching mid-cut with the Grav Slam. Could open things up here. There's 2 now. As War Machine is going to be used, but there's a trophy right there for Tommy. Tech 5 boost is now going to be used. Is Classic going to get baited in? Well, now the shots come through. He misses the Grav Slam, now connects with it, and he accidentally gets a double. It was John who was trying to trade out the kill, and Tommy finds the double. Gunless goes down. He's the last remaining player. 15 seconds left on the clock. Reciprocity cancel out the reverse sweep and take the game 5.
With the most awkward and best gravity slam I've seen in quite some time. Tommy
accidentally on purpose
with the big play and shaking things up in the division. Another top 4 team has fallen, and it's only day 2.
Yeah, making the standings very interesting indeed. And the results like this keep flowing. One thing's for sure, we're in for a fantastic year, especially in this division at least. But again, that Grav Slam from Tommy, he played it so well, played his life. The Tech 5 boost comes through. He gets shot in the back. He panics a little bit. He beats down the floor for whatever reason, then decides to just Grav Slam. And luckily enough, John, the second player from LG mid-map, gets caught in the radius, and he gets himself a double, and then LG just full.
As weird as it looked, the best part is sliding back and forth, baiting it perfectly, playing your angles, and magical stuff for Reciprocity. They will be very happy with the Grav Slam working out.
Yes, they most definitely will. And congratulations to Reciprocity, the 3-2 victory over LG. That's everything from Chance and myself. You can now throw it over to Katie at the desk.
Thank you so very much, Ben. We are back. Of course, your analyst desk, Nameless Pac-Man, and Study. Study, that was not how LG wanted to start things off.
Oh, 100%. Going 0-1. And then being down 0-2, bringing it back on game 5, losing game 5 is basically wasted your own time. It's like you could have lost 3-0 and it still would have been the same result.
We've talked about it so much before. You just can't go into a series and lose both search and destroys. It's just a killer. It's too important to your team. Come in and lost both. They made some crucial mistakes in that game 5. Cost them the series.
That was a horrendous series from Luminosity. Like, even the control, I thought they should have lost that. The plays they were making, they were trying to, face smash. They didn't even do, like, the typical go all the way around through dojo and, take your time. They relied on crazy 2-piece, pretty much world star kills out of Formal, just winning some crazy gunfights. I think this is it right here. Like, if these kills don't happen, you don't use your raw talent to just barrel your way through, like, you lose this map. And LG, they have so much to work on. Going back to the search and destroy, just throwing their lives away, and the score might be close, but the map sure didn't feel like it was close watching them play in those searches.
And Pac, why do you think that is? Is it a lack of composure, a lack of teamwork, a lack of a lot of things?
It's definitely just a lack of teamwork. These guys are definitely composed players. Like, they made that comeback game 4. Yep. They're definitely very composed. They're extremely talented, so they just have to figure out what they're doing wrong together. Like, they're obviously not playing correctly. They're not playing on the same pace or whatever it is. They need to get on the same page. and figure out how to close out these search and destroys.
I feel like their execution of specialists is really, really bad. I watched Formal on this map pull out the Annihilator and miss 5 straight shots. I watched Slack miss a lot of gravity spikes.
Or get one.
Like, those are just really, really not well-used specialists, and Reciprocity was just using them way better.
And that doesn't necessarily seem like it improved Nameless from Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, they switched some things around. You know, Slack moving over towards that grapple. He did have one pretty good grav spike when it was on the control. He popped a 3-piece
on the backside.
It was just crazy because even after that play, they really didn't utilize the kills to their maximum ability. But even in the search and destroy right here, like on this map, they let Wuskin start off and have a crazy 1v2, and then he just starts doing whatever he wants with them. He started off the map 10-3. You just absolutely can't let that happen, and I felt like Luminosity was just throwing their lives away.
You start off a map with a 1v2 and you lose it. Like that just puts, like, I love watching Reciprocity. Side note, they're the loudest team by far that we've seen in the league. Like, you just let them get that energy back, especially after that choke that they had.
Yeah.
In game 4.
And this is one play I wanted to talk about. So in that round, right, Luminosity, it's 4-3. They're down. It's a swing round in the game, right before the specialists come out, and they get first blood, so you're in a 5v4 situation. The other team is on offense, and Formal just tries to challenge that hallway. Now, yeah, you're 12-5, you're feeling yourself, you're playing amazing, but don't throw your life away in the closed hallway. Like, that's just something you shouldn't challenge. You give it a peek, you get the info, he dies, it's a 4v4 at that point, and they get out-traded over there near the 4 square. Like, those are the plays that lose you rounds. They go down 5-3. And, like, it's so hard to win a game when you're down 5-3 like that, especially game 5.
And that's certainly tough. And now that we have closed out the day, let's take a look at our Division A standings with Red Reserve, Evil Geniuses, LG losing.
Midnight's Goaty.
That's what I'm looking at, too.
That's what I'm looking at. 2-0, 6-0 map count. They're just flawless.
For the other teams, like LG, it's a slow start, but they lost 3-2. Evil Geniuses just ran into, like, what could be the most powerful team in the division after Optic Gaming once they get Dashy back. Like, Midnight's so good, man.
Yeah.
So something I wonder about Midnight is, yes, they're riding high, they're performing very well, but in that good scenario, what do they have to be careful of?
Just letting it get to their heads.
Right.
Yeah.
If they let it get to their heads so early in the Pro League, then they simply would just start getting complacent and not focusing on every single match like they need to. Right now, they're just riding their energy. You know, they're starting off 2-0, but if they're just like, every team sucks here, we're the best team. If they grow that, then it's going to be a downfall for them.
They have to keep that same work ethic that got them here. That whole going over notes thing. Like, a lot of pro teams, they don't do that. No matter what they tell you, they're not back there going over and researching every single team. Midnight is at this point. If they keep that up, they keep up that work ethic, they could stay a top team.
Now, I want to talk about some potential Astro MVP candidates again. Not awarding anything today, but we do need to talk about Major Maniac Nameless because he has been doing so well.
A lot of pros say he's like the hardest kill, right? Like, this guy's just an absolute animal. He's definitely the superstar of this team. All these guys are pretty filthy, but Major Maniac stands out, man, especially in this stock 1 meta with the Maddox. He's just taking over games, and one thing he's been known for is his search and destroy, right? Like, he's just been known for that since, you know, Black Ops 3 kind of where I figured out about him. He was a search and destroy star, and he's definitely still nasty at that, but who could have predicted him being this dominant at Respawn? This guy just takes over games. He pops 2-3 pieces. He's Mr. Untradeable.
Right, and of course that did give Gen G their 3-1 win over Red Reserve starting today off, so I mean, he's got to be feeling very happy with himself.
Yeah, for sure. Especially coming in on your first day. They didn't play yesterday. Today was their first match. Starting your first match off, Major Maniac MVP means you had the best player in the venue today, plain and simple. And if he brings that mentality throughout this entire thing, they'll be really good.
Now, I do want to bring up our PlayStation Damage Dealt leaderboard. We're going to see if Midnight is still back on top. Oh, and only 3rd.
Yep. I mean, you see some names that, you know, make a lot of sense here. You know, Envoy, Major Maniac, both playing amazing. Mayhem standing out for his team. Formal, yeah, he actually had a really good series.
Yeah, he did. Formal is like the fastest ICR player by far.
He'd be one of the best Maddoxes in the game if you ran it.
Yeah, I was watching.
My opinion.
Yeah, just watching him sometimes.
Calling for an LG roll switch over here.
I mean, I don't really say it all the time. I mean, there's nobody that's like, you know, that can run the ICR on that team other than him, I feel like, so it doesn't really make sense. But just their team composition, he has run it. But if he could run a Maddox, he would be disgusting. We saw him on that Arsenal hardpoint with the Maddox just going crazy. man, there's nothing they can do about that, though.
Yeah.
And maybe a roster change potentially later down, in the road. But right now, they got to figure it out.
Right now they're 0-1, so let's give it a little time.
That's but
It's
I
early.
truly do believe that if he ran a Maddox, he'd be amazing. They can't switch that though.
You gotta love it being an ICR player picking up those guns because you automatically just think you're gonna fry with every single gun besides the actual gun that you use.
All right, we want to remind everyone of Fort Worth. It is coming up in March so very soon, the 15th to the 17th. You can pick up tickets, mlg.com/CWL Fort Worth. We are so excited to be there. I absolutely can't wait. And again, guys, it's just right around the corner.
Don't want to miss that event. We always say Dallas, but Fort Worth is gonna be lit. It always is.
Yeah.
People love to be there. It's like an esport mecca now. Headquarters of Envy and Optic. Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
And take a look now. We do have our schedule for Wednesday, kicking things off at 3 Eastern with Reciprocity and Gen G.
Ooh. Okay, well, Reciprocity, I was happy that they were able to pull out that series because if they would have got reverse sweep today by LG and then going into that match, wow, vibes are murdered.
It's always nice to get to play right after you won a match.
Yeah.
It just feels a lot better. So it's gonna
Well, wait, are you guys kind of expecting, what are you leaning, Reciprocity or Gen G?
Gen G.
Gen G, Major Maniac.
All right, well, there you have it, your early prediction from the desk. But that is it for us. Day 2 of Pro League is done. We saw some things we didn't quite expect. Big names like Red Reserve, Evil Geniuses, and Luminosity Gaming starting things out slow. And again, Midnight, so very strong on top. An impeccable performance as they keep a very pretty 8-0 score. A huge congratulations to them. But as we continue things on here, it is only going to get better with Reciprocity and Gen G kicking things off tomorrow.